Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Into the Music. My name is Greg, and this is where I would normally go. That guy over there is Chris, but Chris is no longer with the channel. If you're wondering what, go check out our previous episode announcement where Chris was leaving the channel to take care of some other things in his life. And so I decided that there's some unfinished business with this channel. It started, well, I can't say really as an idea, right? I mean, there's zillions of reaction sites out there. Um, and about a couple of years ago, actually 3 years ago, I was impacted from my previous job. And so I had some time, some severance pay, and some time to sort of figure out what I wanted to do, next steps. And always a music lover, always, music has always been um, just a driving force in my life. I mean, music can just lift my spirits, elevate me, change my moods. Um, Sometimes validate the mood that I'm in, sad mood, you get a sad song, you want to stay in that sad mood. With time on my hands a few years ago, um, I went into YouTube. At that time, I guess 3 years ago, I really was not a big YouTube guy. And so I just accelerated my search for new music. And as I was doing that, I came across reaction channels. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. And you had all these guys, you had a lot of these guys who were identified themselves as, I guess, hip hop guys who never heard Led Zeppelin, never heard the Who, and right down the line. And they were reacting to band songs that I know, that I love, and it was really cool. So when they would like listen to Dazed and Confused, and they're like, "Oh my God, that guitar!" they would stop it and be like, um, the ones who like you really could tell that that it was real and it was impacting them. That blew my mind. I mean, it allowed me to rediscover all this great music that I've known my whole entire life. So, I got hooked on reaction channels that way. Um, and then as like, time went on, what I started discovering is that a lot of the same songs were just circulating around. After a while, that I got tired from that, and I started like thinking, like, boy, if I had a reaction channel, I probably wouldn't do the same stuff. I'd do all these other songs, these sort of deep dives, hidden gems, ones you have to kind of go down, the track list a bit. So I thought, if I had a channel, I'd be celebrating those songs. I think they're just as interesting, if not more, than these other ones. I called up my buddy Chris, and we were talking. And, just I found out that he was also looking at some reaction channels. So we were talking about it, and then I brought up the idea one time. Hey, what if we did our own? And that kind of snowballed, and before we knew it, last October, we were taking the plunge into YouTube land and putting out our first reaction videos. Yeah, and so here I am going solo. Now, I am working on forming a team, a small circle of folks who I'll go to from time to time, and they'll just be sort of rotating around, and they'll be my team of folks who will react to songs from my list that I was always going to give to Chris, and so now I'll give to them. We're sort of working out the details, and then once we sort of have that all sort of finalized, uh, then um, then I'll be making another announcement about that. And so that said, expect to see mainly me throughout the month of October, and um, and then we'll see what happens in November with bringing in some of those folks. I can just keep rambling on, and that does no one good, except to say that October 4th is when you should expect to see more content. So dropping new content on Monday, if not even earlier, maybe earlier, see how much I get done. But yeah, I'm excited to get going. And I thank everyone out there. And until next time, see everyone on the next episode of Into the Music.